On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. I honestly, I don't know if I can have a bigger crush on this dude right now. It's bugging me. It's really bugging me. Having a hard time with it. I'm just coming out. Sorry, guys. Not coming out gay, I don't think. I hope. But, daggum. Dude, Scott Bessent and Trump and this Witkoff fella. Man, these guys are kicking ass. In a really cool way. In a very smug, very sophisticated, very damn kind of way. We got to fight. We're fighting hard, man. We're going to continue to fight. Don't think for a second that we got this in the bag. No. Your guys' ripples are going to be key. Key. Without them, I doubt we'll win. With them, we're assuredly going to win. But again, it takes all you guys to do that. Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you guys don't mind. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you don't know where the hell to find me, at least find me over on Twitter. What is it? Oh, I can never remember what the hell my Twitter handle is. What is it? At OTF with DRS, I think it is. At OTF with WITH DRS. Find me over there. Easiest place probably. I mean, Rumble's another one too. Go to Rumble. Do rumble.com/C, which is channel, / on the Fringe. Guarantee that's my channel. Guarantee. /channel, / on the Fringe. Yeah, you're gonna be finding me. Please make sure you're subscribed. That said, I got a lot to talk about. We're going to start off with some cool videos, just cool in general. Yeah, we'll just start with this one because this is, I think, just pure and simple.
On January 21st, 2029, do you see any scenario where you are still president?
I don't know. It would be interesting. But wouldn't it be terrible if I agreed with, if I gave you the answer that you're looking for? It would make life so much less exciting, right? It would be so much less exciting. But I only do this for one reason. Make America great again. And that's what we're doing. We're making America great again.
See, the beautiful part about it is the deep state, a.k.a. media, they wanted him to say no. It's your second election. How could you possibly run again? That's what Trump is doing on purpose. They're gonna assume all sorts of things, but what it comes down to, I think anyways, is the destruction of the deep state corporation. Many of the corporations, we're actually going to touch upon that in another story. Many of the corporations are collapsing. While, by the way, the deep state's trying to build a new one up. Again, we'll talk about it in a second. It's kind of obvious, but it was a neat little angle that it finally confirmed. I mean, it was like, I think it's not going to be a surprise to any of us, I don't think, but it is confirmation, so it's good nonetheless. All that said, we got a couple more bitchin' ass videos. Check this out. So this is this is the world we're in. I don't know if this is fake, okay? And I didn't go digging. I thought it was funny as hell. So even if it's fake, all right, still cool. Like Babylon B did this. It's worth sharing. I don't care. Call it parody. If this is legitimate, it does not surprise me. This is the world we're in right now. It's entirely possible. The ShamWow guy. You guys remember ShamWow? I think he did the shake weight too. I don't know if he was the shake weight guy. I don't know if he's the shake weight guy. I don't know why I like the shake weight. So I don't own one, but I had a buddy that had one time. I got to use one once, and they're actually an oddly good exercise, but there is no way for that to look not horrible. There is no way to do shake. Shake weight is like trying to drink from a straw and think you look manly in some weird way. You might as well put your fucking pinky out because you guarantee you it ain't happening. That all said, apparently the ShamWow guy is running for Congress or some shit.
Hey, it's Vince. I'm running for Congress against this guy. Stop having a politician that's worse than Biden.
For discretionary funding.
Instead, vote for me, a guy who's not half dead. I'm gonna soak up the swamp, clean the house, and pick up those liberal tears at the same time. I'm gonna slap chop the nuts out of the woke, making less blue-haired commies and more red-blooded Americans. Vote for me so I can represent you and the ones that can't stand up for themselves.
Vote for ShamWow!
Paid for by offer Vince ShamWow Shlomi for Congress.
Yeah, that slap chop thing doesn't work for shit unless it's stuff that's not, if it doesn't have a skin on it, works all right. Works all right. Man, I swear to God, it was funny as I've wanted forever to do a cooking channel, and I'm pretty scared now. Like I've been watching a couple chefs I'm fond of, and then just watching them roast people that aren't as good as chefs as them. It's just like, yeah, yikes. Whatever the case is. This dude, one of the highest memed people around. I love it. And he takes it like a champ. I love this dude. J.D. Vance, I look up to J.D. a lot. I mean, Trump, of course. There's others. Of course, Witkoff. Of course, Beth Sent. But J.D. Vance, he's pretty awesome. Now, again, for all you guys that instantly went to the, he's going to take Trump's place. Dude, just relax. First off, that's fucking 3 years away, dude. 3 years away. We have so much that needs to happen. This dude's development is likely going to scream, and hell, no one Trump. It's probably a head fake, and it's going to be Marco Rubio, and then this guy's going to be VP again, right? Like, I mean, nothing is as it seems at this point. Nonetheless, J.D. Vance is calling something out that I think is 100% true. Take this as 100% true. I've been constantly talking about how the Senate is absolutely a waste. I should be on camera for a moment, maybe. The Senate is, I mean, I say there may be 5 good senators. Maybe 5 good senators. 4, I think, for sure. But maybe 5. This is how douchey these doucheholes are.
So a friend of mine, he's actually like a think tank intellectual. He told me once about the United States Senate when I was thinking about running for the Senate. He said, the thing you have to realize about the United States Senate is that it's 100 people who wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and think to themselves they're going to be the president of the United States. And that is absolutely true, right?
But enough about Ted Cruz. We have plenty of time for him later.
It is a place of very intense egos. But the problem is people take themselves too seriously, right? So nobody in Washington can really make fun of themselves. Nobody can tell a joke at their own expense. It is an odd place.
Yeah, life is an odd place, frankly. The ego thing is really something that I struggle with. Not personally, I struggle with just the fact that I know that's what you got to do to be famous, and I'm not going to do it. It's like, God, if you want me to be more famous, it's on you, bro. I'm going to do the best I can to do a good show. It's on you, sir, because I am not going to play all those stupid mind games. You know? And for the most part, too, by the way, for all you guys that are out chasing those clicks, just understand, you're chasing after people that are totally mindless. Like, they're not even awake. That's the thing. The programming's got them. If the programming is what caught them into your show and that's what you're utilizing, that's who you're advertising to, if you will. And that's a good idea if you want more of the normies. I know there's a lot of you guys that actually think you can wake people up. It's like women with their magic vaginas. They can fix any man, you know? But you find that doesn't often work, does it, huh? That troublemaker is still a troublemaker. Just older troublemaker at this point. Donald Trump talking about big shout-outs. Everyone's been saying a lot of stuff. And I just, again, careful who you listen to, careful what you believe. I don't know. We're going to say it over and over and over. If you're finding yourself being wrong often, you know, like Trump comes out and then says something, and you're like, damn, all right, okay. Like, if that's happening a lot, you yourself need to look in the mirror and take a step backwards for a second and be like, all right, I seem to be off on some of this stuff. Why is that? And start working through it. Now, if you're somebody that tends to be accurate and you know it's bullshit when it happens, pat yourself on the back. You are passing the tests admirably. Admirably. Here's Trump giving some credit.
We have our director of
Where do, by the way?
national and international intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who's doing a great job. Where's Tulsi? She took a lot of heat 2 days ago because she went in at Pam's insistence. She went in and she looked at votes that want to be checked out from Georgia. They say, why is she doing it? Right, Pam? Why is she doing it? Because Pam wanted her to do it. And you know why? Because she's smart. And they said, well, this has to do, her position has to do, it's really not so, but her position has to do with international. I say, well, the same people that said that, they've been saying Russia has been screwing our elections, okay? So let's assume Russia had something to do with it. They say, no, Russia didn't have. So now they're saying Russia had nothing to do with it. Because if I say Russia, that it's perfectly fine. But you could add China and about 5 other countries to it. But she's done a great job, and Pam has done a fantastic job, and we appreciate it both. I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
So to me, I mean, again, the timings are a little tricky sometimes, but I'm not horribly far off, but it's like where they're at talking about things with the elections. the evidence that's coming out, stuff that's got to go to court, stuff there's investigations on, so that's going to take a week, 2, 3, 4. A lot of people have talked about March being a funny month. I would say we're probably a month, 2 away from some serious stuff coming out. Hopefully more stuff along the way. We're obviously already seeing the waste, fraud, and abuse is getting expanded. So what that's meant to do is like impact on people's brains. Man, there's freaking fraud everywhere. And then it's going to come out and they're cheating on elections. It's like, aha, these people are stuffing their own pockets. Again, normies are going to start to be like, I see it now. The man behind the curtain. You know, they made the movie forever ago. First color movie ever. Well, movie with color, I guess I should say. It started in black and white, but it was a great movie. Great movie. So many lessons in that movie. First colored movie, I guess, right? That's fair to say. There might have been a first colored show, I feel like. The first colored broadcast, but I think that was the first colored movie. Anyway, whatever. Stephen Miller. This is a bitchin' clip. Someone just broke up the best of Steve Miller's. Like, if this is like, you know, back in the day, there was this DJ out here called Rick Dees. Some of you guys might remember him or heard of him. He was like Solid Gold and all this different crap. He was like, you know, pretty big deal. And he had this show called Candid Phones, and he'd just call random people and pretend stuff. It was, you know, it was back in the day when that was actually new, right? But he put out records, we actually had a record. It was vinyl. Candid Phones with Rick Dees. I feel like that's what this is. This is like the best of Steve Miller. Like I could put this. You could put this on a CD or a DVD and send it, and people would buy it. Like the best of Steve Miller? Hell yeah. Oh, I mean Stephen Miller? Yeah, that too. Shit. I mean Steve Miller Band. They're really good. Anyway, this guy, he's up and coming.
It's such a, oh, what a dumb question. But look, when you have these kinds of lazy assumptions built into questions, it makes it hard to have a constructive dialogue.
What is a lazy assumption?
Why should America protect the world, send foreign aid to the world, defend the world, provide for the world, and in exchange, get ripped off by every other country in the world? Jesse, you and I have never received in our lives as much positive press as this MS-13 gang member has received. We couldn't get headlines like that if our lives depended on it. Deport, deport, deport. It is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent. President Trump has already saved thousands of lives just by the people he's kept out of the country. But there's no universe in which this nation is going to allow the previous president to flood our nation with millions and millions of illegal aliens who just get to stay here.
He speaks like Hakeem Jeffries, but super fast, you know, like comparatively, right? Like Hakeem Jeffries, this would have been a 14-hour long video to get all of that stuff out. Steve Miller's like very concise, very quick, very, essentially. And like, F you, like, you know, rather than Keir Starmer's thumb up the butt, you feel like you got a middle finger up the butt, which is arguably better and worse at the same time. I mean, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I guess. Some weird Epstein stuff coming out right now. Brad Karp. He's the chairman of the top law firm, Paul Weiss. Well, he's had to resign because of this Epstein stuff. You see this fun little trick that Trump pulled? Push them. There's Trump stuff in there. I think that's totally what they happen. It's fun living close to There's 2 things that are awesome about living close to a fire department. 1, sarcastic, when you're filming, happens. 2, if there was actually, God forbid, a problem, they're actually really close. So, yeah. I'm glad they are. Anyways, good noise. It's not the cops, at least. But yeah, law firm, Weiss, out of here. It's bad for the company. Yeah, he's one of the many people that's getting shambled in this. Mr. Thumb up his butt. Whoa, where'd your thumb go? Oh, my God. Wow. Keir Starmer's on the ropes. Epstein Mandelson emails scandal may be the last straw for the embattled British Prime Minister. This is one of his close people, Morgan McSweeney, his chief of staff. Is a big Epstein guy. Oops. Did we catch thumb up his butt man in this too? World Economic Forum is investigating its CEO. to classify his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Huh? Is Keir Starmer's thumb in your butt, too? He doesn't actually have those eyes. He's got those very not those eyes. Keir Starmer's got the lies. This guy's like, yeah, man, like, here, you can take a hit if you want. Like, I don't know, he looks like he's loaded out of his mind is what he looks like to me, frankly. Yeah, 6'1". You see what you are, you know what I mean? You project people. That's what I'm saying. Trump attorney Christina Bobb. Oh, this was pretty good stuff. Makes a pretty strong observation about the CanCon, this Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and what's going on with the elections. Again, this is all playing out together with other stuff. All of us are rippling this. Remember, keep the heat where the heat needs to be kept. Help the people really focus in on what's going on, and you will find the movements, the shifts, the earthquakes, the tremors, if you will be significant. Christina Bobb, pretty solid observation. Check this out.
What do you make of everything that's unfolding here? Let's take Fulton County, Georgia first, and the Purdue testimony that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations had evidence, and Kemp said, don't investigate.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, you have to remember that Brian Kemp was the Secretary of State in Georgia in 2018. It was under Secretary of State Brian Kemp that the Dominion machines were brought in. It was under Secretary of State Brian Kemp that the voting facilities were changed to those big voting centers rather than counting at the precinct. Brian Kemp changed all of that. It was Brian Kemp who contracted with the Dominion for the machines. And then his election in 2018 was a historic victory, you know, the most voter turnout in a midterm election in Georgia, where he won with like 50.8% of the vote against Stacey Abrams. It was a very small margin. She challenged that election. It was that election where it prompted the questions into the voting machines, and Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren, senators, saying, oh, the machines are rigged, they're hackable, all of that stuff. It was the Democrats that actually raised that issue in Georgia with Brian Kemp's election. Then Kemp is in office, shuts down the investigation into 2020, works with Brad Raffensperger, who originally said that Donald Trump won the state of Georgia. There was not enough margin for it to switch to Joe Biden. And then, of course, he recanted that. So there's a lot of weirdness going on with Brian Kemp, Brad Raffensperger, and I'll throw Chris Carr in there, the Attorney General, because when you have an Attorney General who's allowing a lot of this to go on and they know they're not going to be held accountable, these rogue Republicans, and it's all Republican activity, these rogue Republicans are getting away with it.
The deep state is fighting this, the election, Fulton County, Georgia. We have evidence of people pulling stuff out after they kicked everybody out for a bullshit water leak. We've also got Minnesota, Minneapolis specifically, and all the fraud, waste, and abuse that's been found. The craziness that's happening there. We've got Portland, Oregon as well. L.A., Los Angeles has their moments. It's this way for a reason. We need examples. Now, a lot of people were talking about many more cities. That might happen. It might have to happen. I don't believe it's necessary. I think we can very happily sacrifice a small number of cities, and I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, and I say that actually giggly inside, like the word penetrate. We might lose a few cities. Some people are, 14 cities, and some 17 cities. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it needs to be that many. A lot of it depends. I don't want to put it all on your shoulders, but yeah. If I'm having a hard time sleeping at night, then, man, the bags under my eyes are so nasty. If I took my glasses off, you guys like, fuck, whoa. Yeah, and I don't want that to, I already got a fucked up face as it is, man. It's like one side of it's all too much thinking, and the other side's like too much trying to be funny. I've got this weird juxtaposed face. You know that mask, the drama mask? That's my face. That's my fucking face. I got a face for radio is what it is. SCOTUS is going to allow Democrat-drawn districts ahead of the midterms. Yeah. Again, I'm not surprised. I don't think it matters. I think if we get fair elections, I honestly think in the big picture, people knowing the bigger plan. And I do wonder sometimes with SCOTUS, because it does seem like they're in the room. Like there's a meeting, like a G7, if you will, but of just our immediate government. And I would assume Roberts is on that. And I would assume there's literally like, 7 people or whatever stupid number they come up with. 9, 5, whatever. I don't know what the number is. It could be any number of things. But there's a tiny number of people that actually know what's going on. So SCOTUS is going to let this happen. Don't panic. We have to get control of elections or else nothing else fucking matters. So who gives a shit how they draw the districts? If we get legal vote, an actual vote, a largely Hispanic, possibly illegal majority, well, they can't vote anyway. Who gives a fuck? Is it now Latino majority if a chunk of the Latino population can't legally vote? And all of a sudden you just lost half their population? That's my point. Understand the significance of what is happening. We are in the midst of amazing change. And how it plays out, this is where the movie's at, in my opinion. Because, again, I don't feel like I ever, anytime I've ever, and I've gotten stressed about it a couple times in my life, and it's like God just reminds me, he's like, hey, buddy, brother, I got the direction. You just help me out. And that's where I'm like, I'm just on God's ship. You know what I mean? He's the dude at the wheel, not me. I just get it. I can, over there, mighty, right? I can see the shit, right? Even though I might have a, dire, I don't want to say anything because I'm actually bad. So they allowed it. Don't freak, guys. Jim Banks is calling for the passage of the Save America Act to require proof. He's trying to push this on the floor. He's a senator, which is surprising. So I don't know. He's one of the names I don't ever hear. He might be somebody worth keeping. I don't know. He might be. Maybe I have to expand my number slightly higher than 5. We'll see. He still fits within that group okay for me right now. Banks is, he's like, yeah, he's pushing this through. He's sponsoring it. Senator Ashley, return to tradition. Force debate on the most pressing issue facing this country. Pass the Save America Act. I'm all in. This idea of the standing filibuster is going to be interesting. And it's going to likely, hopefully, happen. And this doesn't change the filibuster, which gives all the senator pussies a chance to, not, have to accept or step in front or make a decision or anything. Might piss somebody off. You pussy. Leaders piss people off sometimes. Not everybody, hopefully, if you're doing the right thing. And if not, you better have a good way to sell it because you're about to go through some tough times. So you sell it as such. If you overpromise and underdeliver, like Congresses have for years and years and years, then yeah, you've got a problem. So we're, again, in the midst of finding out who's who in the big picture. It's funny that Ted Cruz is getting picked on because he deserves it.
And then, of course, President Trump wants same-day voting, mail ballots, get rid of these voting machines. There's a half a dozen people, whether it's the House or Senate, Larry, that are up here as we speak, that did not get elected. It was all bogus because we've seen the evidence, and if we don't straighten that out, you're going to see a lot more of it this fall, and it's just going to get worse and worse with the American people saying, listen, we got all y'all up there, and you don't do anything to straighten it out. We want closed borders, and we want fair elections. Those two things they are demanding, and as Republicans, we had better to listen to them and do that, or we're going to lose next fall.
A lot of states, don't even have an ID picture. And by the way, I vote in the state of Connecticut. You don't need an ID. You don't need a picture. You could show them a credit card, Senator. Anybody can get a credit card, any kind of credit card. You could show them a debit card, and that's sufficient. Many states driver's licenses. Well, anybody can get a driver's license. Some states are allowing illegals to get driver's licenses for commercial purposes. So the SAVE Act would eliminate that stuff. It's very important, but you got to make the case. I don't hear many people making the case. And
nobody's making the case, and he's right. He's right. So we're heading into some fun times, unquestionably. Scott Bessent, again, like I said, I can't help myself. Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, a.k.a. I don't know. You guys know.
Senator, it may be a bit nuanced for you, but what President Trump is referring to is the media saying that the affordability crisis was generated by this administration when it was you and President Biden who destroyed the buying power of the American people. So there is an affordability crisis, and you were front and center in it.
So let me make sure that I understand. Donald Trump is not saying that affordability, what's happening to families right now, is a hoax?
He is saying that trying to lay the blame at this administration rather than the Biden-Warren economy is a hoax.
Okay, so...
And also, just to add what he was thinking in his mind, or said in parentheses, I read parentheses, by the way, Elizabeth Warren, you had that same look on your face as Keir Starmer.
Affordability, what's happening...
You see that? You see them eyebrows? Uh-huh. You can tell. I can tell. I'm just saying, folks. Epstein, really? That's interesting. Epstein email claims, this guy, so dislike this. Anyway, Epstein email claims that gold in Fort Knox is completely missing. You know, because Epstein would know. I don't know if that's true or not, by the way. There's a lot of theory running around right now. A lot of it's baked into this. Like, all right, how did Epstein know? Everyone's like, well, he's Epstein. It's Epstein. He knows everything. Like, so I don't know. It might be true. I don't know. This is one of those things where I don't consider this evidence. This is secondhand at best. And, so maybe. There's a lot to be said. There's a lot of panic it would cause in the world. So I can see the strategic point of causing this rumor to flood around, especially if it's not true. Now, if it is true, it's a problem. And I've questioned whether or not the bars are actually gold. So again, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, people are quick to assume. It's again, most people are like zero-sum thinking, like, whoa, it's this or that. You can't have more. You can't have a third choice. Fuck. What am I going to do then? I don't know. Have extra choices. That's what you're going to do. Donald Trump posted this, and somehow it seemed relevant here. Yeah.
The U.S. will have reported likely, despite the government shutdown, despite the longest government shutdown in history, 4.1% growth for the past 3 quarters. And so we have been successful at that. Europe last week celebrated 0.3% growth. So it's no comparison. Right. And I think we are beginning to accelerate. And importantly, everything we are doing is to fix this terrible Biden inflation from the past 4 years, 21.5%, much more for working families. And we are bringing that down.
Again, not the orator of Obama level, but the way his brain is just like, like, I'm sure if I don't know if he'd ever waste his time on the frivolous thoughts I was just about to share. Everything is very strange in the world right now. So, stock market down a bunch. Yeah, not cool. I'm going to put this up now. Obviously, I'm going to talk about it, but it's down. The stock's down over 1% everywhere across the board. NASDAQ 1.5% for that matter. Confidence is down tremendously. They say up. When VIX goes up, confidence goes down. They're equal. That's what it means. That's literally what it means. When VIX goes high, confidence is low. Think about that for a second. They've got an indicator that when it goes high, it means the opposite. This is how it's always supposed to be. Now, with things happening the way they are, this is very interesting. Now, silver and gold down again. I'm not even remotely worried, but silver's down hard. They're coming, and that's again, dude. Take advantage of this. This is all I can say. Buy as much silver as you can right fucking now. It's not going to stay here. There for sure. And 200 to 400 easy. 200 easy. 400's what they're 420, 440, 450 like that. The extra high number was about 450. The low number's around 420. That's the super conservative number. So again, this is a weird thing that's happening. It's cool. They even managed to get the Chinese numbers down somehow. I don't know how they did it, but it's pretty cool. because China won't give it to us. It's on a tariff right now. So they might have tried to par it out with the tariff. I kind of wonder if that's what they're trying to do, a.k.a. the people that control the Federal Reserve. No, that's what this is relative to. Again, these numbers are kind of meaningless. They're making numbers up. It's kind of like when China restructures their currency so it looks better. That's what the Fed's doing. It's happening. Everybody knows the value of silver is going way through the roof. Now, and gold too, for that matter. Gold's down. It's at 48. It's going to go screaming. Easily past 75, probably hitting 10. I think probably closer to 12 is really, I think, where we're at in a year and a half. And that's heading towards the change, right? So again, I don't know. We'll see, right? Don't believe me. Don't listen to me. You gotta pray on this, right? Do your thing. Do your own meditation on it. Crypto. Yeah, it's still, Bitcoin's getting cremated. Bitcoin's at 70,000 right now. It's down 3,200 today, 4%. XRP down a bunch. XRP's down at 135. I bought it at like 89. It's coming down. Like it was up at 2 something? You should have cashed out. Why? What's the point? Everyone's like, if that's owning Bitcoin is screaming right now. No, you buy Bitcoin to hold. Yeah, the only people that benefits are the people that have their money in it that are going to sell. If you hold, they can sell and take their losses at a reduced loss rate versus holding. Bitcoin's not going to make it through this. Crypto, I don't know. We'll see. Damn, Bitcoin's it updated. It's down $9,000 today. It sounds like the dollar got strong somehow. Trump did something that or they rejiggered. Is what happened. I don't know exactly how. Maybe Juan will talk about it, right? But what did they do, Juan? They messed with the system. They jiggered it somehow. Bitcoin's down $9,200 right now. It's at 64. Again, the one guy, Bitcoin, whatever the hell, and bullshit. No offense, buddy, but dude, keck at you. Keck at you. Gold and silver are going to come back. We'll see where crypto goes, but people are starting to realize what Bitcoin really is. It's funny how it keeps bouncing back up, and that's going to go show the back down. That's funny because it's actually way below 65. They did this the other day with silver prices. It would show the one price, and then after it finally refreshed, it would bounce it back down to where it actually is. I'll show you guys again. That's kind of weird. There it goes. Just updated. So it's 63.84. It's crashing at the moment, it seems, as I'm recording. It's 12:28 p.m. right now. All right? 94.49. Very cool number, by the way. 12.88% down. They're getting out of it. What are they doing? Well, they're probably taking advantage of fucking gold and silver right now being low. But again, I go back again. Now it's back at 70. See? The number's stuck. And then it'll catch up. There it goes. It finally caught up quicker, at least. 63,884. 94.49 down. So again, get out of the system. That's what this is. This is a window into the system. The system's balling right now. Gold and silver, definitely one of the easiest, safest, only ways. There's no way to do it with crypto, frankly, and it would be a stupid idea in my opinion. You own some. It's volatile, though. It's not something that's worth anything. It's worth nothing. It's worth less than the Federal Reserve note. When they say, it's fiat currency. Bitcoin is more fiat than Federal Reserve notes. There's just no way around it. Federal Reserve notes at least backed by the country right now, or at least the Fed. Crypto, Bitcoin at least specifically, is not backed by anything. Just the fact that people own it. So, very different. They want to make it sound like that because they own Bitcoin and they want everybody to believe that, and then they'll buy more Bitcoin. And when they buy more Bitcoin, then their Bitcoin becomes more valuable, and thusly they can sell so they can get the frick out and take their winnings because it was a bad idea and they know it and they're trapped. A lot of these people are panicking right now. So many people on the shorts. So many people that got in, especially crypto. They got in at, like, I don't know, probably whatever the hell. You know, they got in at 70 even for that matter. It's down at 63 right now. But maybe even if they got it at 70, which would have been amazing. Because it was at 100 and something at one point. And everyone's like, it's the thing. And I know everybody out there's like, well, I wonder if I missed something. It's again, if it goes back up, cool. This is just crazy. 63. That's, man, it tripped me. Again, this is happening live, Walz, so I get it. That's why I'm tripping on it. Get the frick out of their system. My good friends at Goldco, if you got a 401k or an IRA, get out tax-free, penalty-free. Move it sideways as much as you can. As much as you can. As much as you feel comfortable with. Move it sideways. Tax-free, penalty-free. Okay, you start in a precious metals IRA. It's physical metals. They put it into a trust. It's physical metals. You can actually say, hey, can you send me the metals? And they'll be like, we can. That's the same thing as a payout, understand. And you'll get taxed to high hell. And I don't know how penalization works. It'll probably be monetary, I would assume, if you've got physical metals. You can ask questions about stuff like that, but they're not going to tell you what to do or what you should do. That's your decision. They can't do that, but they are the best at making this whole process awesome, seamless. They've got a lot of suppliers, so they can actually hook you up with the precious metals, and they'll answer your questions. Best customer service I've ever had, hands down, hands down. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com, up to 10% free silver. Free silver. Silver's the one that's got the multiplier baked in. The fact that it's cheaper right now, take advantage of it. You know, that's all I can say. This hopefully it stays here. So hopefully it goes even a little lower. I hope it does, because it's going to go right back up. Deep state's fudged. This is banks that are probably going to take hits on this. People are trying to get physical metals right now. That's going to become difficult. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of their system while you can. DRSlikesgold.com. All right, American terrorists. We got a bunch of them. Joe Rogan talking about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and his nonsense poopy pants with this gentleman. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is. Check it out.
Well, we see in America, like, America's the kind of life raft of the world, that you've got all these things built into your political system.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so scary when you see people. Do you remember the vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz? And Tim Walz said that the First Amendment doesn't cover hate speech. It doesn't cover misinformation.
Exactly. He's a dangerous fuck, that
like,
guy.
that's scary. If the guy who might be vice president is saying, actually, we're going to strip out all of this stuff.
Also, just the way he behaves is so odd. The way he waves and runs on stage, and it's all just so fake and performative.
Yeah.
I don't know any men like that aren't dangerous.
Why was he picked?
Probably because of the Minnesota stuff. It probably had something to do with what he was allowing to happen in Minnesota.
Well,
they were probably
he can
making
get
a ton of money.
Right,
yeah.
okay, maybe.
But there's a reason why he had to resign. I mean, I'm clearly speculating. I have no idea, and I'm a moron when it comes to politics. But what I would assume is that for sure he was informed of this fraud long in advance.
Right.
If it wasn't for that Nick Shirley kid and those videos, and apparently Nick Shirley had been informed by the GOP there that this was all going on, so this gets exposed, it gets into the public zeitgeist, it becomes a huge news story. It's not a coincidence that the riots break out in the exact same place where all this fraud is being exposed, because ICE is everywhere. They're all over the place, but it's not. The most violent interactions are the interactions that are happening in the place where the most fraud has been publicly exposed.
Yeah.
This is all by design.
There's something very scary about it.
Yeah, and so this guy knew about it in advance. How do we know? Well, one way we know is because he's resigning.
So there must be something.
There's something. Yeah. He's not running for governor again. He was in the process of running for governor. He's decided to step out of public office entirely now.
Yeah.
So maybe they told him, if you do not step out, you are going to be prosecuted. We know what you did.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's going to fucking turn state's evidence. Who fucking knows?
Imagine if he'd have won, him and Kamala Harris, if they would have been in charge. I mean, what?
God.
I don't think I would have come here.
Well, what if Elon doesn't buy Twitter and Kamala Harris wins and Tim Walz is our vice president?
But doesn't that just tell you how fragile freedom is?
Fragile.
Like how close you are.
Very fragile. And that's why people support Donald Trump. And the people that think that they support him because he's a racist and all these different things. No. They support it because it's an alternative to what we all saw coming.
Yeah.
All I can say is just imagine what Kamala Harris was told when it came to stuff that's probably not privy to everybody. What she likely told Tim. What their plans were. We're going to win this. This is ours in the bag. This is what's going on. We're going to be rich. Yeah, Tim's a bad guy. Unquestionably, it's all coming out. Trump says he's adjusting the mass deportation policy. Check it out.
San Francisco said, please.
So I want to be clear because it sounds like there is a shift in immigration enforcement here, that there's going to be a shift after Minneapolis. What should Americans expect going forward?
Well, one thing I say to my people, we do a good job. We don't get credit for it. I say they have to ask and they have to say, please. When a city is
who has to ask and who has to say please?
The mayor or the governor. I don't want to go and force ourselves into a city, even if their numbers are terrible. Like, for instance, I got a call from Jeff Landry, governor of Louisiana. He said, we have a big problem. Could you go in and help us with well, let's see, certain sections. I mean, to be honest with you, certain sections of the state, beyond their famous, beautiful city, certain sections of the state. We have done, not only in New Orleans, we've done a really great job in Louisiana, but I was called. I want to be called. Chicago, we could solve the Chicago crime.
Well, on that question, which cities are you headed to next?
We have 5 cities that we're looking at very strongly, but we want to be invited. We will sometimes call the governors. And
are they cities like Chicago, Philadelphia? Are these the cities?
We could straighten out the crime in Chicago. We've already brought it down 25% just by being there. We could have Chicago be a safe city, just like D.C. is a safe city, just like all of these places that we've gone to. And I look forward. I didn't campaign on that. I campaigned on law and order, but I didn't think I'd be going into individual cities and making them safe.
Anything else you can tell us about the 5 cities? The 5 cities, anything else? So Americans are ready?
We'll be announcing them very quickly, but we could do something. As an example, I was called by people. San Francisco said, please, we have a Democrat mayor. He's trying very hard. Would you, friends of mine that live there, it's got crime problems. Would you let him do the job and not come in? Let's see how it works. I said, look, I can do it much quicker, much faster. Don't forget, we remove criminals. We took over 2,000 hardcore criminals out of Washington, D.C. If we didn't do that, 2% of the people create 90% of the crime. Think of that, 2%. So you have a criminal, because it's over and over again, 2% create 90% of the crime. We took out 2,000 people, more than 2,000 people out of Washington, D.C., and we now have a safe city.
As I mentioned, you've had success on immigration.
Yeah, what's happening is the awakening of people. And Trump is essentially playing some 5D chess right now. A lot of people probably don't see it. What he's doing is he's from an optic standpoint, he's giving them a win. It's not what he's doing. They're still going to continue to go into different locations, and ultimately that's what's going to piss him off the next time. This is why he's doing it. Ultimately, something's going to happen. It's just the nature of the beast. They think they're winning. They're still going to do ICE raids. They'll bring in CBP, Border Patrol guards to protect while they do them, because they know they're at risk. And they'll do some very discreet stuff. They've been pulling off a lot. I've been seeing a lot of stories. I don't share them because it kind of gives information that I don't want necessarily to help spread to the adversaries. But we are we're going to continue doing what we're doing. But at the same time, we're enraging the flames in the places that are going to burn, unless the governors and mayors ask for help. They want to blame the federal government, and if they attack federal buildings, they'll do something to do that. And if that causes more chaos, so be it. Again, how this plays out exactly, I think it'll be a mixture maybe, or someone's going to get injured again, or shot, killed, dead. Which again, not cool, but don't bring a gun to a giant ice fight. That's just not a good idea. Donald Trump talking about his reporter and going to deport everybody. Is that your plan?
I have a question about immigration still looking forward now. Your goal during the election was to deport everyone who came here illegally under President Biden. Is your mission now to deport everyone who came in illegally, or just people who have come in illegally who have also committed additional crimes?
We are totally focused on criminals, really bad criminals. Now, you could say people that came in illegally are criminals, but I'm talking about murderers from different countries. We have 11,888 murderers that Biden and his group led into our country. We've captured a lot of them. We've brought some of them back. A lot of them we don't want to bring back because we don't trust the country that they're not sent back again. Despite how strong the borders are, they'll figure a way to try and get in. and we don't want to, and we'll incarcerate them. But 11,888 murders.
Yeah.
We are after those people. We're after the drug dealers.
Right.
We are after, by the way, a big problem. They allowed to come into our country people from their mental institutions, people from insane asylums that are mentally ill and very dangerous. We're getting them out.
They know who the major criminals are. There's already files on these people. It's not that the Chris Wray FBI didn't know. No, they knew. They just ignored. There's all sorts of evidence. In fact, we've probably got all sorts of informants that are part of it, trying to steer them in the directions we want them to, rather than shut them down. Trump knows what's up. He's shutting down the cartels. He's shutting down and arresting and icing, if you will, the worst. And they're busting people that are there with them. Regardless of who you are, if you're in close proximity to a really, really, really bad person, you're assumed to be really, really bad. Maybe not really, really, really bad, but certainly really, really bad. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're Mother Teresa and you just happened to fall into that building that day. But we'll investigate. We're going to assume you're really, really bad. Which means they've already taken out a lot of the criminal elements. Oh, they've got cells in here. Yeah, the cells are being taken out. And they're prioritizing. So they've gotten the worst of them so far, at least the ones they know of. Anybody else that shows up on the radar, these people have no idea. They don't know. We're using Signal. Oh, you fucks. You guys are so stupid. Anybody that's using Signal that actually thinks your shit's safe, you're on... It's like the point of what Facebook was. Facebook was made by DARPA. It was so people would put all their life shit onto a thing and just tell the AI, all right, this is everything about me. All right, tell me, market to me, because I'm too stupid to make decisions. DHS reports more than 180 vehicle attacks on law enforcement. Everything's going up. The attacks going up. Obviously, the rhetoric from their side going up. Minneapolis checkpoints now. They're actually literally making checkpoints that people are having to go through. This is fully illegal. So they're having their own little chops, whatever it was called, thing here in Minnesota, where they check license plates. Now, what's funny is these guys have no idea. If anybody there that's actually feeding license plates to anything, that whole network's exposed. In fact, it's probably already infiltrated, and probably we're trying to figure out who else is involved in it. So we're just like, all right, Tim Walz, you go, boy. Okay, we'll stand back here and watch you burn. And then when you ask for federal money, we'll tell you to fuck off. No, we can't afford to fix it. Well, maybe you should ask the illegals to donate money and see what you can get. Do a give, send, go. Get on it, or go fuck me, or go fund me, sorry. It's another place I got kicked out of because of PayPal. Wise, fuck Wise. Fuck you, Wise. Fuck you guys. Dems release their DHS funding demands. And I only say that, Wise, because you deplatform me. That's all. That's my opinion. That's why I'm alleging you suck. Dems released their DHS funding demands, including gutting immigration enforcement. They're doing some crazy shit. You can't go in without a warrant, just all this bullshit. It would take forever to fucking arrest anybody. And it would give warning. And with all the left-leaning judges, everything is like to try to steer us back into the system. No, you got to use the system. And we're like, nope, fuck the system. And they're like, nope, 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 nope. So we're going to have to be strong if they actually hold the line on this, because this is popular. Getting rid of people that are criminals is very popular. So this is the Dems being trapped. So cool. The government shutdown might happen because of these stupid things. GOP, they're hopefully planning for this to happen. There's some skepticism, right? Speaker Johnson's pretty much outright rejected these prospects of increasing warrant requirements or federal immigration operations, calling judicial warrants unimplementable. I bet he said it better than I do, and not necessary. And he staunchly defended immigration enforcement's use of masks. Yeah, that was the other thing. They want no masks. They want them to wear their badges so they can fucking dox them. Oh, these guys are assholes. Absolute assholes. Assholes. There's... I didn't realize there was levels of asshole that went that far. Like, that's just one of those things. Like, when you finally get into the asshole business, you're like, damn, they've got high-level assholes. I'm shocked. DHS, they're confirming capture of 4,000 illegal people in Minnesota. Draw down limbs. Right? I don't know if they're immigrants or not. It says illegals. They're people that broke the law. That works. Nonetheless, 4,000 really bad people have been removed from Minneapolis. Trust me, it's a much better place now. Career criminal with over 30 prior arrests was arrested for allegedly raping a 14-year-old girl in New York City. 30 prior arrests. I mean, you know.
What happened, Mr. What happened, sir?
Jermaine, she's a little gal. What'd you have to say?
What happened, sir?
He was peacefully raping. That's what it was. He was peacefully raping. And so therefore, it's okay. Trump was saying he adjusted his mass deportations policy to go into cities if the mayors or governors ask and say, please, I thought I played this, didn't I? I feel like I did. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys? Yeah, there you go. Sometimes. All right, this part's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos on this guy. I haven't shared it. Man, you got two weird eyes. I'm wondering what tripper. He's doing a contact thing, I guess. Eek, that is so nasty looking. DOJ and the DHS, they arrested this punk-ass Antifa Kyle fella. Yeah, he's a leftist terrorist openly calling for people to dox. He's in a dress, too. There's a whole bunch. This guy's, he's just a freaking weirdo. That's what he is, a freaking weirdo. I'm not going to play his stupid shit. He doesn't get a fucking audience other than his retardedness. Like, just his image and likeness I'll borrow because he's so retarded that it's outstanding. Okay, so this is what they want: targeted enforcement officers. This is the DHS, like the deep the Democrats. Sorry, whatever they're called, and the rhinos probably. Targeted enforcement. DHS officers cannot enter private property without a judicial warrant. No masks. Require ID, protect sensitive locations. So they prohibit funds from being used to conduct enforcement near sensitive locations, including medical facilities, schools, childcare facilities, churches, polling facilities. I wonder if they've got leering centers. Wouldn't that be funny if they had that, right? You remember how corny was an actual thing because they literally put his name as corny because, it wouldn't show up on information requests? I wonder if Leering Center was for that reason. It's brilliant, actually, on their part. Because who would look up Leering Center? Nobody. You just get free money. We had an extra student added this year. So again, stop racial profiling, uphold use of... all this shit's funny. You look like you're not from this country. What do you assume that? Turban. Kind of not normal around these parts. Building safeguards into system, body cameras, blabbity, 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 shake weight. Shake weight. If it was only, it's a good exercise. That's the sad part. I don't know one. I'm just saying it actually is. When I was doing it, I was like, fuck, yeah, this would rock the forearms. There is no way to do that. It's like drinking from a straw. There's just no way you do that exercise and you're like, yeah! I'm so manly, just giant like Schwarzenegger. He's like, yeah, just do it out his face. Oh my God, I can't even fucking imagine. That would be so damn funny. AI, get on that one, please. Thank you. That'll be fun. He's like, anyway, Vance will lead anti-fraud task force against this Newsom, California. There's so much shit's coming out. So he's at least on top of it. Lawmakers in our state are pretty pissed off because the high-speed rail is just a giant-ass pile of shit. Right now, if they actually lay track, we're assuming based off the expense thus far, that it would cost $215 million a mile. Money well spent, right? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it goes all the way up to that bridge to nowhere. What was the one they got mad at Palin for? I can see the North. I forget what she says, and I can't even do their accent. I wish I could. What that a boot? All that crazy shit. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, she's ordered watering down of after action wildfire report. I feel like that was baked into the story too. Yeah, Gavin Newsom's trying to bury all this information. That's the thing. So from a government level, it's important. I just wanted to, because she's doing it on a city level. On a government level, he was trying to cover all the information of all the lofts, the waste, abuse, the fraud, trying to hide it. She's trying to hide all the problems with the problems with the wildfires, the Palisades fire specifically, the fact they didn't put out the original fire. She's trying to bury a lot of these additional stories and save themselves. Save themselves, save themselves. Donald Trump posted this Wayne Dunlap guy said, California's lost money, $32 billion in just COVID relief payment fraud, $32 billion. $24 billion unaccountable homeless relief, $18 billion high-speed rail fraud, zero track laid thus far. But if it were, it would be $214 million per mile. That's a bargain. Food stamp fraud, $2.5 billion, and of course $650 million 9/11 system that never worked. Good job, California. Again, as a member. Corruption exposed. LA County has 30 times more taxpayer-funded hospices than Florida, despite having 300,000 fewer seniors. We literally have fewer seniors in LA because that's not where you retire, that's for sure, unless you just unfortunately have to. And 30 times the amount from the place that actually has all these old fuckers. No offense to old fuckers. I'm not trying to be derogatory in any way. And, I mean, again, you're no older than you, not, yeah. Top member Donnie Aid Ali Najmi. This rolls off the tongue. Linked to a law firm accused of major fraud within New York City. Fraudulently. He just recently got a job there. He's like, well, just the fact that I've recently gotten a job there doesn't mean it's anything. It's like, well, yeah, it means you're in the fraud game and now you're all of a sudden involved with the government in New York. This is, yes, fraud everywhere. Trump administration plans to reclassify 50,000 federal workers. Because of this classification, it will actually make them not essential or fireable. This is called laying off people, laying off the government, thinning down the government, trimming it, whatever you want to call it. Oh, no, people are going to lose their jobs. Yep, from government jobs. Every government job that is removed, even though it looks bad on the unemployment numbers for a short period of time, saves taxpayers gobs of money. A huge part of the deficit we have right now is all the bullshit that goes with the federal government's unions and all the shit that's happening there. Retirements. If you can get these people out, too, before they're vetted all the way, too. Well, it's unfortunate, but so we'll see. We'll see. Shit's coming together, man. I am loving the ride. Man faces charges for doxing, threatening FBI agents and family. Yeah, you got busted for it. You're not allowed to do that. This was back when they stole stuff from the cars. You guys remember when they took the gun safe and all that shit from the cars? Yeah, they took information and then doxed and seriously sent bad information to the family, like, hey, where's your family? Where are they at? I know where they're at right now. Here's where they're at. And also some other pretty messed up stuff. And then posted stuff with the same device because he's smart. Needless to say, he got big time arrested. An LGBT activist Judge Hottie. Yeah, this is a girl. I think. I mean, she's gay-ish, super gay. She's Martina Navratilova gay. That's what she is. But anywho, she's been charged with official oppression. That's fucked up. She literally handcuffed a lawyer in her courtroom. She's done a lot of stuff. She's been busted a bunch of times. Needless to say, this is like next level. So yeah, she's lost her shit, man. That's cool. Again, these people are, the craziest ones are going to lose their shit. Be careful. They are actually very easy to tip. They'll freak out. They'll do all sorts of things, right? You're lucky if just getting spit on is all it is, right? Like, who knows? Georgia Senate, they're subpoenaing Nathan Wade and Fannie Willis's spokesman after her evasive testimony. So Fannie Willis was in there. She was being very court, very, like she was above everybody, aloof, and she pissed him off. And so now they're going to be like, let's pull in this Nathan Willis fella. Or Nathan Wade, whatever. Sorry, I already married you guys. Nathan, I gave you her last name. Oh, that's so funny. What an insult. That was accidental. That was just sometimes life hands you a lemonade. You didn't have to deal with the lemons. They just came. The invisible coup. So we got this billboard truck running around D.C. This is pretty cool. So it's messing around with the Mexican embassies, exposing consulates, swaying U.S. elections, showing that stuff. But then they're going to the Chinese embassy, and they're talking about how the birth tourism, it's a story I haven't quite covered, but there's this birth tourism story that's going around right now where China's trying to send as many people here that are pregnant as they can so they can have little CCP babies born here, infiltrate from that way. I wonder if they're legally have to report back to China if you're actually born here. They would claim, yes, that you belong to them, but you're born American. Technically, no, you're not. You're a free sovereign being. That's what's kind of cool about being American. Sorry, China. It might not work the way you want it to. We'll see. Needless to say, they're going in front of their embassies, broadcasting that, if you will, on these things. It's pissing them off. Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown, or Jumanji as I like to call her, Brown Jackson, I'm like messing up Jackson Brown's music, which is sad because it's really, really good music, and then, fucks and taints it with her stupid face, and then the fact that, Jumanji is just excellent, that's all I can say. Justice Jumanji. She removed any shred of impartiality by applauding anti-ICE speeches at the Grammys. I don't know. The Grammys were so wholly politically in the lefty kind of arena, and if she's like, it can't be good for her. Can't be. That would have to, like certain trials, she would almost have to be removed from that reason, right? Like almost like maybe they tricked her into showing up at this. Because when the time comes, we'll be like, well, you were actually at the Grammys. We've got video of you. You have to recuse yourself. Sorry, Jumanji, but you must, for now, stand aside. But, sorry. It's unfortunate. You shouldn't have done that. That wasn't smart. Feel great, guys. This is a product. So Nana's Little Corner, you guys know she's kind of a friend of the channel, major friend of the channel for that matter. But she was been taking this Feel Great stuff, and she loves it. She almost tried to hijack our last show, trying to talk about it. Just how much she loves this product, by the way, which is freaking awesome. And let's see if I can find it. She has new news. And I took a screen grab off it, and you can go to her channel, Nana's Little Corner. You can find her on Rumble. But she said, "Hey, Dan, I went to my primary doctor today. Oh, my God. I am so excited. I just made a video to post about it, and I haven't posted it yet." I don't know why I'm making her Valley Girl, but because she's still from Florida. But anyway, I did Nana's News tonight, and I talked about it there. I wanted to email you with the results. I've lost 13 pounds since I started the protocol. November 15th. All right, I'm going to stop doing that. It was a different doctor that had ordered my blood work with the A1C at 10.5, so my primary didn't know about that one until I told him. My doctor was really happy with the numbers from my blood work. He took me off of cholesterol medication. She's only been on this like 2 months, guys. Took me off my cholesterol medication. He cut one of my diabetes medications back half the dosage. He was also concerned about my blood pressure dropping too low because it was 120 over 60 in his office this morning, but instead of changing that medication too, he told me to monitor it and let him know if it drops any further. Oh, and I did tell him that I wanted to get my A1C checked in a month, maximum 2. He told me that Medicare will only pay for it every 3 months. He gave me the orders that I've done when the 3 months is up. He understands that I wanted to see the numbers with 3 good months. So needless to say, Nana's numbers are majorly improving. She's like a probably solid 3 months into it at this point. And she is seeing amazing experiences. OTFspecial.com, OTFspecial.com. I want to play a real short, we'll show some pictures. That's good enough. This is a product that's incredible. It's a lot of us, by the way, we're insulin resistant, 94% of us. It's just the way our bodies process carbs. A lot of the carbs are fake carbs. There's a lot of fake calories, fake foods, weird sugars. There's just a lot of this weird stuff, corn syrups. There's high fructose corn syrups, even worse. There's a lot of weird stuff that our bodies have just lost all sorts of control over. This actually, you just put it in water. It's delicious. Like the lemon one, it tastes like, literally, it reminds me of the Crystal Light iced tea lemonade, but it just tastes like ice. It tastes like lemonade. Iced tea with lemon flavor, and it's delicious. I love it. And the orange, I did finally do it, and wow, it is. It's the fiber's a trip. It will fill you up, and it's fiber. It's good for you. It helps you process carbs, so you'll eat a little less just naturally when you drink that one right before your dinner, and you will find that the way you process carbs, your numbers will change. It's helping. It's just science at work. It's incredible. People have lost gobs of weight, and it's a healthy pace too. It's not like you're taking Ozempic and dropping pounds stupid fast. No, it's done the way it should. But everybody's like seeing the difference. It's one of the coolest products out there, literally. OTFspecial.com. Feel great. This is one thing they do the best. They've got a whole bunch of other really awesome products. We'll probably bug you about those at some point, but it's Unimate. I did it this morning. I'm like, I want to. Like, I feel like if I forget to do my packets, again, 2 of them a day and then the balance for dinner. But the way it helps me go a little further without eating and gives me energy, and it just helps. And again, it's helping get kind of my sugar levels and my issues, my cravings. Like, I'm not having the weird cravings. I'm not diving into strange foods. I'm not craving chips every once in a while. Like, a lot of the fun little cravings that we get, even especially considering my habits that you guys are aware of. It's helping. It's amazing. It really is. And it's not like ridiculous expensive. And you're getting all sorts for your money. Oh, it's incredible. Again, 3 packets a day. You will experience it. Give it a month, 2, but you'll see it already. You'll get it up front. I gave my housekeeper some, and she's been checking it out, and she's tripping on it. Like, actually, two of the Unimates were too much for her. She was not being able to sleep at night. So again, there's some energy in there, a little bit of caffeine. If you're caffeine sensitive, they do have a decaf version. There's ways you can get around some of these problems that you might think, I can't do it because of this. Nah, there's a way around that. There's a lot of good stuff. Go to OTFspecial.com, OTFspecial.com. Just healthy, man. Healthy choices. And they will change your life. Hillary Clinton wants to do her thing with Congress publicly, but that changes a lot of what they can talk about. They can't talk about classified stuff in any sense, or stuff that's not necessarily public. So this is Hillary Clinton's attempt to sanitize the potential interview coming up. I don't think Comer will probably say something effective. Yeah, after we do our private one, we can totally do a public one if you'd like. That'd be fun. Let's do 2 of them instead of the one you're talking about. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that Dr. Chris Palmer, Harvard, has cured schizophrenia using the keto diet. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Whatever. We'll see if keto works.
Dr. Pollen up at Harvard has cured schizophrenia using keto diets. There are studies right now that I saw 2 days ago where people lose their bipolar diagnosis by changing their diet. It's not only affecting our physical health, it's affecting our mental health as well. And we're asking people now, eat real food, right? Eat protein.
The thing I say frequently, and this is what they say too, it's not me, I'm just echoing, standing on the shoulders of giants. But Look at the number of ingredients. Like if the package has more than 5 ingredients, literally kind of, I mean, 6-ish. Like if it's got more than 5, 6 ingredients, like no. Get individual things. Buy some chicken breasts. I mean, if you count some of the bullshit they put into whatever, preserve it. For the most part, it's chicken. Get some vegetables from the vegetable aisle. You know, the stuff that you have to eat or it goes bad very quickly. Those things. Single source. Get as close as you can to the ingredient. Then cook it. Now, just the process of cooking with love. That's what prayer is for when you bless your food before you eat. That's the point. You're putting that energy into the food that you're about to ingest. Well, you do that when you cook with love. Makes food that's got love in it. And love heals all things. So be healthy. Take control of your health. They don't want you healthy. They're going to give you bad advice. Your doctor's not necessarily been trained to be your friend. Might be a nice guy, but F-35 deal that Canada's like making noise about right now. We're not going to maybe buy the 72 of them that we're planning on buying because we're not happy with you guys right now. This is one of these stupid things that's eventually going to go away, but Trump's going to be like, all right, I don't know if you're going to buy a bunch of MiGs or whatever, but fuck, we'll shoot them down. I don't care. You know, like whatever. We'll see what he does. This will piss him off. He'll put tariffs on them. He'll do something crazy. So, yeah, Canada's just like, they're not in a negotiating position. They're trying. They're squirming, right? Trump's just like holding them down on their throat. He's like, look. He's just doing his dance, maybe with his other hand. You know, like, because he's a big boy, too. If he was on top, he probably couldn't kick him off unless you're, like, skilled. Another UN agencies crying out that we're running out of money because the stupid America's not giving us money. Whatever, Chief Volker Turk. Glasses, man. This is kind of a trip. I was tripping on his glasses earlier, and when they're bent around his head, there's like, wow. Like, that's some shit. They had to, like, warm those up and bend. I don't know how that worked. We're going to take an impression of your skull, and then we're going to make glasses that fit it. Whatever. Freaky shit. 3 U.S. warships have been dispatched to Haiti. It was part of a campaign against drug traffickers and trying to get country back under control. Haiti's a fucking mess. Child trafficking and stuff that happens there. So to me, it seems they're finally putting a stop to one of the worst child trafficking locations on the planet. Like, I think that island just existed for that. And I forget, what is it? It's connected to our, Virgin Islands or some shit? What is it, the one that's right connected on the same island, basically? Some magical line between the... So, I think it probably ties into that, too. I don't know, there's going to be whatever they need to say, they'll say. I mean, ultimately, this is us, this is Monroe, Don Roe doctrine shit going on right now. So, okay, we're doing it. Europe is crazy. So we've talked about the corporations that need to die. I was bringing this up. I hinted at this earlier. EU Inc. This is literally what's been created. This is what they're talking about. It is intended to enable a uniform, fully digitalized formation and administration process. Companies could be registered online within 48 hours without notary and without cumbersome paperwork. Literally sidestepping people making corporations within the specific countries. License tied to this EU Inc., this attempt at the New World Order's global apparatus. And it's probably this umbrella that would ultimately take control of everybody. So they're still moving forward with it. Europe is about to completely fall to it. There are a few countries that are fighting it, and ultimately they're all going to be safe. But Europe is oddly passive. It's very strange. I don't know if it was like this back during World War II, but damn. Like Americans, we just aren't wired like that. We're not, I don't mean this to sound like we're better. I don't mean it at all. It's just, that's not how we're brought up here. We may have zero culture, which is odd because we really don't. But we'll accomplish whatever. We don't give a shit. You tell it has to be done. All right, fuck, let's do it. Like, there's no, I don't know, that might be hard. I don't know, fuck. That's not hard, is what we do. I don't give a hell. We don't care. I got to swim across the Atlantic first? All right, fuck it, let's do it. I'm going to have to train a little bit. Probably die. pretty quick, but let me get better at it. So I use stupid. Netherlands, they're going to tax unrealized gains. This is the most insane thing to me. This is just so beyond insane to me. It's a wealth grab, of course, but unrealized gains, anybody that supports it, you're fucking nuts. Period. That said, taking money from me because I've supposedly my property went up in value, though I'm still living in it, I haven't sold it, it's unrealized. My stocks went up in value, it's unrealized, I haven't actually pulled it back. And especially if it's 401k or an IRA, that's pre-tax money on top of that. So you're going to tax pre-tax money? My gains on pre-tax money that I haven't even paid taxes on yet, that I'm going to end up having to pay additional taxes on when I finally take withdrawals? You're going to tax my gains? And then the best part of waking up, other than Folgers in your cup, is the fact that if we have a down year, what if the Dow goes down in 1 year? Do I get to write that off? Those gains? No. We just take it when they're up, and when they're down, yeah, fuck it, you take it. And then when they're up, it's kind of like being married as a man. Half of everything that she has is her, or everything you guys have is hers, right? And then half of everything that you have is still hers. That's unrealized gains. Just effed. This is, I think they're sort of kind of doing it in Seattle or Washington. I always say Seattle. Washington area. Germany faces gas shortage crisis. It's fucking Germany. Stupid. And again, I think a lot of it's karma. They're gonna crash hard. I think Germany's gonna crash hard. They're not doing anything to fix their problems. They're thinking about it now. They're getting serious about it finally. But it's like, I don't know. It's way too late. Maybe that'll be... Germans are very ingenious, so maybe that's the thing they need, is like that push, and maybe they're like us in that weird way, you know, because they were pretty impressive back in the day. Yeah, they were. Fuck. 2 arrests, some would say, even technically, maybe what happened in Antarctica. Don't even get started on that one, right? The New Schwabenland, or whatever they call it. 2 arrests after brand new German warships allegedly sabotaged in dock. Yeah, they threw a bunch of bearings into the engine. Like, if they would have started it up, it would have destroyed the engine. Like, it was, they've had a number of significant pieces of sabotage happening on ships recently. Looks like they caught 2 people. Likely there's more. That's kind of fucked up. It's happening all over, I guess. Again, maybe it's karma in their pace. Who knows? The START treaty is over today, the 5th. Over. Done. Zeros. Skitsky. Many are like, oh my God. And the reason they are is because they wanted the United States and Russia to be tied up in a nuclear arms deal so China could do whatever the fuck they want. And we couldn't. It was always designed to help China become the world superpower. The fact that we've let this die, and now we're like, all right, so let's negotiate something new, including China. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? And China's like, nah, we're cool. You're just leaving us out. No. Man. So we'll see. Russia offers to remove all enriched uranium from Iran. It's kind of a neat idea. It's like, oh, look, the United States is pissed off about the fact that you have, like, enriched uranium. Why don't you just let us hang on to it for you? We'll take it back to our country, right? And we'll hang on to it. We'll put it in a special vault. We'll call it Fort Knox, you know, with our accent, though. And we'll hang on to it. Now, they don't need it. Russia can make their own shit. They don't need it. So they're like buddies with Iran. They're like, no, this, you know, it's safe. It's away from you. Well, can be friends that way. So we'll see. Netanyahu is telling U.S. envoys Iran cannot be trusted if a deal is reached. Bro, you can't either. Fuck, man, neither of you fucks can be trusted, frankly. So let's just get that straight. And we'll worry about the other shit. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I was kind of ignoring it because normally I don't give a fuck about stuff like this, frankly, when it comes to celebrities especially. I just don't. I've been seeing it, but Trump directs all federal law enforcement to aid. I think this is a stretch from what Breitbart's saying, but he's using federal resources to try to find this NBC morning show woman's mom. And again, something very scandalous around this. There was blood found, so there seems to be some sort of issue. There's now been a ransom note. They're being asked to pay in Bitcoin, which is interesting. That might be why part of the Bitcoin prices are crashing right now, by the way. I'm curious how much, now all of a sudden they show them like they're up. Let's see what happens when they update. But yeah, the lady is they're being requested in Bitcoin. I want to see or did they zero out? It might have zeroed out. We might have crossed the threshold when I hit 1 p.m. Maybe we went past the new day, and so now it's up a little bit. Still seems to be showing 63,000. Man, that's just tripping me out. Anyway, I'm not trying to kick Bitcoiners in the face or something, but it's just like, damn. Now, apparently, Kash Patel is getting personal updates on Nancy Guthrie's search. What's funny as hell is he flew out to Arizona for some reason. There's like, he's going out there for the investigation. He doesn't need to do that. Why? He's not doing the investigation. Kash Patel's not out there with like a magnifying glass going, where's she at? I wonder. He's not doing that. The fact that people even think that, and the fact that it was pushed on a TV show and somebody's like, you're fucking stupid. You know, like the co-host just looks at him and goes, are you stupid? Like, make that face and not look cool, right? It's like drinking from a straw, especially with your pinky. Yeah, fuck that shit. Equal Employment Agency launches investigation into Nike for their anti-white discrimination. It's happening. It's happening, folks. I don't know if they're going to change the emblem. In this particular case, it's white. But I'm sure. I think they have black. They have colored logos, right? I think. I'm pretty sure. I haven't bought a pair of Nikes in a long time. They're kind of, I don't know. Asics probably uses child labor or something, but they're the ones that I'm currently on right now. I like to. Oh, and I got Adidas too. Asics and apparently. No, those are Asics. Why do they have a? Whatever. I got my walking shoes and I got my, anyway, 2 pairs of shoes over here. And one's Asics, the other one seems to be Adidas. Whatever the hell. This is where I'm at right now. Sorry, guys. Said too much, I'm sure. All said, fuck, man, stuff's happening. It's crazy. I don't know if you've noticed. I know you poke your head outside. Oh, shit. Right? Like, no, I feel you. We've got a lot happening, and we are going to continue to move in that direction. Got my Lob 1 show coming up in just over an hour right now, or 2 hours, sorry. Just under 2 hours. Try that word. And we're going to be doing that. We've also got an amazing music show tomorrow. I hope you guys check that out, any of you guys that are here. But it's going to be long, but it's good. It's an amazing concert. Peter Gabriel, and it is the Secret World concert. Oh, it is so cool. The dude is it's just the choreography, everything. It is so well put together as a piece of work. And that's why it's definitely the first of any concerts that I'm going to play. I will play others. There's another one that's important to me that I'm going to share with you guys that I think you'll dig. But all these things said, changes are happening. Ripple as best you can. Grow and expand yourselves and your platforms as best you can. Make the biggest difference you possibly can. Everywhere you go, you are the light. Bring the light with you wherever you go. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.